Greetings, everybody. This is Jim. Gen Con 2025 has come and gone 4 big days, which seems like a blur. Not at first. The first day is always heavy, and you know you're up on edge, and then afterwards you start settling in, and then by the time you get into your groove on Saturday, it's almost over. But today I'm going to be going over with you my report of Gen Con 2025. Do you know where this map is from? If you do, leave a comment down below because I'm going to be doing it as soon as I finish Circus Maximus. Now, in past years, and this year wasn't too much of an exception, our mainstay for Gen Con is generally the role-playing side of things, or Harn World, and part of this is, of course, about the map that we usually give every time, and it's a physical map. It's the same one that I keep on promoting all day long that you can get for free, but at Gen Con, we give the physical map, and usually they run out during Saturday. We thought we actually ordered a few more this year for everybody, but there was a little bit of shipping snafu, but the bottom line is, it was going to run out on by Saturday morning anyway. So the whole point is get there Thursday or Friday and get the map. Now, one thing that I'm definitely happy to see and interested is in Harn World is the lower age demographic of people coming in. Now, part of that's because of the free maps, but they are role players, and the thing is, their eyes are starting to light up a little bit more when we're telling about Harn World. I think in a few years ago when role playing was all the rage, Dungeons and Dragons was the thing, and that was fresh and new, and we kind of had an older looking booth, quite honestly, and an older setup, and we were actually bringing older product to the show. So basically, I think we still had that older feel. Now we've got a more streamlined setup. Production values are a little bit better with the hardbacks and everything. People are taking a look at it for the first time, because I mean, like I said, when role playing was in its heyday, people were getting their first licks in on that. Now they've tried it. They're kind of done with their fifth generation. They've had a decade of the fantastical, of the cinematic, and now they're ready for something real. And I think that's starting to really pop up. I've seen more and more kids around the age of 27 instead of 35, or maybe even a little younger, getting into Harn World. One thing I like to say is I'm part of the gaming hippie crowd, and that's an era of time between the birth of Dungeons and Dragons in the 1970s and the birth of Magic the Gathering in the 1990s. And part of the definition is the idea of the accessibility of the designers and the authors of games at the time. I mean, as big as both those eras were, and money was coming in like never before during that time period, you could still talk to the game designers pretty easily. I mean, I remember talking to Stephen V. Cole from Starfleet Battles on the phone, talking to, even at the heyday, seeing at a convention Richard Garfield a time or two and talking to him, and even getting to play a game of Netrunner in its beta mode with him. That was pretty cool. But over the years, and sometimes even today, you can still see some of the guys, like the guys at Iron Crown Enterprises. Always glad to see them. I play tested for them for Silent Death and a few other things, but it's always good to see them, and they just lift the spirits up as soon as you see them, whether you got any stress or not. It's just gone. They're just really cool dudes. They got that vibe. And by the way, Creature Law for Rollmaster is up right now, so you might want to check that out. The book is as big as Core Law, just filled with creatures. You just got to check that out if you're into Rollmaster, or actually any role-playing game in general. I got to see Ricky Loomis a few years ago before he passed. He was instrumental in helping me and Kevin with ErieCon. When all we had was a shoestring budget and a desire to make something happen. Always glad to see Steve Jackson. He's kind of intermittent whether he's there or not. This year he was not. But at the same time, I was always glad to see him in person. I've communicated with him with Hexagram and the Labyrinth Encounter cards and every so other ideas and such. But it's just always good to shake a guy's hand that you've been talking to. And of course, last year I got to meet
I'm here with Tom Vassell here, and we what did you get here, by the way? Early yesterday?
Late yesterday.
Right on. What are you looking forward to at the convention this time?
3 things. There's a lot of new great games. Rock Hard from De Beer is pretty cool. Also, I'm here to meet people and say hi. And third,
I met somebody, or I should say I've seen somebody again that I haven't met in a few years, but he was at the convention, and I was just glad to see him, and that is none other than Ed Beard Jr. Great artist. I mean, he's done stuff for Columbia Games. He's done pictures for Wizard Kings. The guy's a workaholic. He's always doing something, and he's actually got something out right now called Dragon Lord. It's a card game that other guys have. A set of gentlemen came up to him and said, "Hey Ed, your artwork would be perfect for the game that we've got." So check the link down below. They were already accepting pre-orders. His stuff has got such an old school feel, as you could just see right there. He's known for drawing dragons a lot. And of course, Dragon Lord, go figure, right? But I mean, his stuff has definitely got the old school feel. And it was good to see Ed because I hadn't seen him in a few years. The last time I had seen him was at the Origins where my brother won the Black and White Illustration Award. Usually when I see Ed is actually from the medieval fairs. I used to work the medieval fair circuit for ear art. Mike and Ginny had ear art, who make these beautifully hand-crafted Swarovski crystal earrings. I mean, the crystals they don't make, of course, they're Swarovski crystals, but they actually hand-bend the wire, or it's a special kind of silver wire. So it's really nice, and girls look terrific with it, especially the type of hair that they may have. Anyway, if you go to a medieval fair, definitely go out and seek out two things: ear art and Ed Beard. He'll be there too, sweating it up in his garb, of course. He's going right from Gen Con, and he's going to Michigan for that Great Lakes. I mean not Great Lakes. He's going to Michigan for that medieval fair. Seen him at Great Lakes Medieval Fair, I do believe. I see him in Southern O. I don't know if he ever gone to Tennessee, but the thing is, he definitely has been around. The guy's a workaholic, so definitely if you go to medieval fairs, look for those two. So some things stay the same, and that generally is some of the vendor booths. I mean, like Paizo with Pathfinder, they've got their 8 to 10 brick, section of vendor booths that they've conquered and kept for years. And that's a good thing, because when you're that popular, you want your people to always know where you're at. You don't want no confusion, and you want to make sure that you do get them to come to you first and know where you're at before they spend their money somewhere else. The biggest problem with a lot of the conventions is people spend their money on day 1 and 2. That's generally it. Don't believe anything else. It's day 1 and 2. But it doesn't mean just the big companies, though. Like Looney Labs, the people that make Flux, is a smaller company, but they're always in the corner. Now, Columbia Games, we get moved around a little bit, but we're always in the 300 area and in the middle, there. So it's okay if they move us and shift us around a little bit. That doesn't bug us all. Now, if they put us somewhere completely different, that might shake things up a little bit much. Now, the thing is, there are still plenty of people, especially in Artists Row. All the artists there are a few guys that I've seen there before, but it seems like there's always an influx of new artists just kind of trying to make their mark. And one thing I would say about artificial intelligence, I think there's a new trend coming around. See, the thing is, artists are smart, they're creative. They're going to think of a new way to get their products a little bit different than everybody else's. And this is where they'll survive. And it's because of the material. If you look at all the artwork that's up there, it's not just prints and stuff anymore. I mean, there are prints, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of textured paper, a lot of things that are made out of almost seemingly glass. I mean, and I almost suspect that hand sculpting, as much as there is all this 3D printing thing, hand sculpting may be the next thing as well, because the fact that you can't do that with AI. You can do some stuff with a 3D printer, but just it's something that artists can do that the machines can't, or at least yet. So again, if you remember this map, just comment down below. And it's one of the games that I got that I actually had to hold my mail for as I left for Gen Con. I don't know why I ordered these things beforehand. Maybe I was a little bit worried they were going to go. Like this one, I actually paid about $100 for. And it has the counters unpunched practically. I mean, there was 3 of them that came out, but you can put them back in. But if you own a copy of this and you have it intact, it's unpunched, it's about to go up in value because I'm going to punch mine. It's a few other things that came in with that. It was a few S&T magazines. As you may know, I collect the S&T Strategy and Tactics SPI games from number 35 Flying Tigers up until when they sold the TSR. Mainly the Redmond Simonson era is what I would call it. There might have been a few beforehand, but those get a little bit prehistoric anyway of the games. I wanted them to fit a certain format because it's just more for historical accuracy. There's probably a few games that I would like. I like to see those pre-stags game, as they call them. I don't even know what pre-stags stands for, but I wanted to try out their you know, the Trojan, not the Trojan War, but they have one as Phalanx, I do believe it is called. I would like to see that one. Maybe I can get that one on the side, but I'm not going to stop getting the SPI games necessarily, because you know, there are a few like Swords and Stars, a few science fiction games that I don't have yet that I definitely want, and see if I can crack them down into mini games, or maybe I'll just keep them. I'm not sure. But anyway, and by the way, if anybody has an extra set of rules for Outreach from SPI, or I don't think maybe Star Soldier, but anyone who's in that trilogy, let me know, because I bought a game of it and it didn't come with the rules. It came with everything pristine and I love it, but just no rules. And I can download it PDF, but that's not the same as having it, right? Anyway, guys, thanks a lot. I've been doing this video now for, it feels like forever. I thought I would just do a quick video and just run it down, but that's how these videos go for me. But anyway, I'll see you guys next video.